Hey, what's up guys? Back again with another video. This episode we're going to be going over how to manipulate the main method thread in Java. It's pretty simple actually. So let's just jump right into it. I have a basically, just a regular template here, program here. And so here's the main method here, but within the method we basically have a main thread and that's the basically the thread that runs every other thread basically, which are child threads basically you could call them. And often it'll be the last thread to execute because it has to close down some stuff and just do shutdown actions, you would call it. But anyway, enough talking. What we have to do to start messing with this, we would have to create a object reference to the main thread basically by referencing the class thread. Okay, so to do that we could do like this here, thread, and then we just give it a name of whatever we want. Okay, let's just call it my thread equals, and then instead of like new thread or something, we can get the main method thread. So thread dot get current, or no, get current thread. Oh no, just current threads, sorry. So current thread. So what this does is create a new object reference, and then basically this is the main thread now. We can reference it that way and then manipulate it however we want. So remember last episode I showed you that those methods that we can access that come with the thread class. Well, we can do those with this now. So we can do, but before we do that, of course, let's just actually print this out and see what we get. So let's run this here. And we get thread main comma 5 comma main. So what this is the this is just thread, it's the word, but here is the name of the thread, and then here is the priority level, which we talked about last episode, and then here is the group name, which is, if you don't know what the group name is, it's just the thread group that it exists in. Okay, so the main is part of the main group thread, I guess you could call it. Our thread group, whatever. So anyway, that doesn't matter too much, but yeah, so let's mess around with the methods we saw last time. So we could do like my thread dot set name, and then do like main method is cool, bro. Just anything you want it to be, and then let's run this again. Oh wait, no, we gotta put this. Let's move this down here. There we go. So it says thread main method is cool, bro, and then so that's different now. So we can also change the priority level if we want to. So my thread dot set priority. I'll set it to 4. Let's see what happens. Let's move this down again. There we go. So it changes to 4 in the middle. So I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't know too much about what that does to it. Shouldn't do anything, but anyway. So if we can do that, there's also something else we can do which is pretty cool. And I'm going to show you this. If it might be a little confusing at first, but I'll explain it, don't worry. So just type it with me. So we got to have a try here, and then we'll have a catch. And then inside the catch we'll have interrupted exception, so we got to catch that in case it happens. And then we'll just do that. Okay, so now inside here we'll have a for loop. Int I equals 5. I is smaller, or no, bigger than 0. I minus minus. There we go. And then we're going to output I, and then we're going to do thread dot sleep. And then here we have an option. We could either have how many milliseconds we want to set it to, or we could have milliseconds and nanoseconds. I'm just going to do milliseconds, and if you put 1,000, that comes out as exactly 1 second. So that's why I do that. So what this essentially is going to do is count down from 5 all the way to 0, which is pretty dang cool. So let's test that out. 5, look down here, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's really cool. So what the catch statement here is for is if you actually get rid of this here, you get an error because you have to handle this exception that might happen sometimes whenever the main method is interrupted. It might throw an exception while doing this. So you have to catch it just in case that happens. So that's why that is there. So what we're doing here, thread.sleep, this just pauses the program like we talked about last episode. I explained that there's a sleep. I don't know if I call it sleep. It was called like suspended. Yeah, that's where you temporarily like pause it, and that's what this is. It's just pausing for a certain amount of time, which is something you could work with. And again, you could have nanoseconds, you know, you could choose how many nanos you want. Pretty cool. So just play around with that if you want to, and then you're not referencing this one here, you're just calling the class thread and then .sleep, and that just, I guess, it knows which thread it's in, so it just calls the one and makes it sleep, I guess. Hard to explain, but yeah. So yeah, again up here, we're just creating a reference to the class thread, and then giving it, and then calling current thread on the thread class or whatever, and then so it's creating a local variable t, or no, not t, my thread, and then giving it the main thread. Just, yeah. So that's just a variable reference. It's not too complicated, so don't get freaked out about that if you don't know what's happening. So yeah, this was a simple little tutorial. If you want to keep playing around with this, just look at the methods that I showed you last episode. And yeah, so if you have any questions, just leave a comment. I'll help you. But also we have a Discord in the description you could join. And then if you want to see more, subscribe and then leave a like if you liked it. And yeah, so peace.